Hello, so I love autumn and winter beauty so much, and the jewel in the crown of autumn winter beauty for me, and particularly for winter and party season, is red lipstick. I love red lipstick. I wear red lipstick pretty much every time I go out in the evening, and I mainly wear it with black eyeliner, as I'm wearing now. Sort of black flicky eyeliner and no eyeshadow. It's one of my favourite looks, and it's probably the one that I do the most often, particularly for evening. I love red lipstick so much, and one of the reasons I love it is that it looks brilliant on all ages. I'm not a teenager, I'm 36, and I wear it with pride, and I think it looks amazing on 40-year-old women and 50-year-old women, 60, 70, 80-year-old women. It's just so chic and so classic. I really recommend that you try it. The sad thing for me about red lipstick is so few women, or so many women, believe that it's not going to suit them, that it's too bold for them, and that they're too scared of it. I think this is a real shame because, as I say, it's a classic look. It sort of suits everybody, and it's really flattering. Red makes your teeth look whiter, your skin look clearer, and it also moves you up the dress code scale. So I always think, if I'm out and about for meetings or whatever, and then a friend calls up and asks me to go out and I feel like I'm a bit scruffy or a bit worky looking, if I put on some red lipstick, I instantly feel that I am appropriately dressed for any dress code, because it just makes you feel pulled together and smart and chic. I love it very much. So there are ways to tiptoe into red. You can get a sheer red lipstick, so one that's not quite a lipstick, that's sort of a bit of a, more than a tinted balm, but less than a lipstick, one that's kind of quite sheer when you put it on, and it has less of a dense pigment, so it sort of goes on like that. And that's a really nice way to tiptoe into red, because it just means that you're not feeling like you're making a really big bold statement, but you've still got the colour there. You can build up on coverage depending on how confident you feel, and you can go right up to a very matte red lipstick. This is a matte red from MAC. See, you have to really drag it across to get the pigment on, but that's going nowhere. This is not for the faint-hearted, a matte lipstick, and you really need to love your red to go that far. For most of us, you want to be somewhere in the middle. I firmly believe that the most flattering finish for lipstick, the one that makes you look prettiest, which is what I'm convinced most women want, is a satin finish, which means that you get lots of pigment, i.e. colour, so it's a lovely deep colour, but you get a satiny, slightly shiny, not glossy and jammy, but slightly shiny finish to it. And it just looks very pretty, and it gives some life to your skin. So that's what I'm going to show you today, and I'm going to show you how to put red lipstick on. So I always start with lips that have lip balm on them, and then I pat it off. The reason you don't want just balmed, I wouldn't say embalmed, just balmed lips is that the red will just slide off. It won't stay put. You won't get good coverage of colour. So you want moisturised lips. You don't want them to be flaky, but then you want to just pat off the balm with a tissue so you've got none remaining on the lips. Now, the next thing about red lipstick, again, it's such a matter of opinion. You can just put it straight on with your finger or the tube, but I like a lip liner. And the reason I like a lip liner is because I am over 30 and I've started to get that kind of feathering thing, which I can't stand. I want red to be neat and bold. I don't want it sort of soft and feathery around the outside. I want it to be a statement. So I always use a liner. A fatal mistake I think lots of women make, and are sort of taught to make, I think, is to match their lip liner to their lipstick. There is no point in doing this. I think it looks quite old-fashioned. I think it looks hard when you have that sort of, hot pink lipstick, hot pink lip liner. I always prefer to have more of an earthy, natural tone that's a bit closer to my natural lip colour, and then any colour lipstick will go over the top and blend in with that colour. It's fine. So I always do that. I quite often use this one by MAC, which is called Spice. And it has a little red undertone in it anyway, so it's still complementary to the red, but it's more of a natural colour than red. I also think if you match a pencil to a lipstick, mistakes show up more easily. So I take a mirror and a lip liner pencil and I line my lips. Put the heel of your hand, as it's called, flat on your chin if that helps you support, or your little finger. Start at the top. And stroke a line. Other side. And what I like to do, this is just my tip, is I like to fill these hits in. With pencil. The reason I like to do that is because that's where lipstick wears away and the pencil will just grip onto the lipstick better in those places. And I do the same on the bottom. I just fill in those little bits that tend to wear away. And then the rest is just a line. When I have my line, I take my little finger and just smudge it along my lips. And again, that's just to create more of a grippy, for want of a better word, a grippy base for your lipstick to hang on to, so it doesn't slide off. And also, I like a sort of earthy red. So I find that by doing this with a natural liner, it just gives a sort of earthy base to a red. If you prefer more of a bluey red, which lots of blondes do, for example, just get a slightly pinkier lip liner, more of a rosy lip liner than I've got here. I just happen to like the sort of brown undertone. So you've got your lip liner on, you're now ready for your lipstick. Now, I'm rather slapdash with it. I know probably everybody's expecting me to talk about lip brushes. I like putting lipstick on straight from the stick, especially red. It's such a good look. I don't see what the problem is, why women want such long-lasting lipsticks and not reapply. I mean, reapplying your lipstick's just a joy. It's an absolute pleasure. So I just put my lipstick on from the tube. However, I know lots of people like a lip brush, so I'm going to show you both. But I would simply do this. I always start on the top where there's more shape. And then I take a tissue. Blot off the excess, then another coat, and this helps keep it in place. Also try to keep the angle on your lipstick. It's just a great tool for making your lipstick neat. Flat, the nib flat against the slanted bit, flat against your lip. And if you do that, it will be sharply angled right until you finish the lipstick. Don't sort of flatten it because you'll lose all the precision in the line. Blot again. Then what I do, it's a bit of an old Nan's trick that I swear by. Red lipstick on teeth is such a bad look. Not a fan at all, and if you don't have cutlery handy, like a knife or something to glance into, if you're in a bar or something, you do want to check. So take your finger, put it in your mouth and pull it out. And your finger will get any lipstick that was going to end up on your teeth. Do that and you won't get the dreaded problem. And you can do it again if you want, but Generally that will get anything. And then if you want, you can tidy up any edges with the pencil. Now I'm just going to show you quickly with the brush how you do a layer with the brush, because I know some people feel more confident with one. So you just take a brush like this. It needs to be bigger than you imagine, I think. Most people think lip brushes are really tiny, but they're not really. You want one about that size. Coat it with lipstick. Little finger on chin. You're still using the lip liner in exactly the same way. And still using the pencil to tidy up. And the finger trick. Access on there. And you're ready to go. Then when you're out and about, you should just be able to, once you have that line in place and you have a good 2, maybe even 3 coats on your lips, you should be so quick to touch up. Quite often you'll find that the bit that wears off is just here anyway. So you can, I mean, putting your lipstick back on could literally just be this. And it's back on. Very rarely will you get all of the outside rub off again as well. So that's how to put on red lipstick. It's so easy. I don't know, I think it's a real shame that so many women are scared of it. It's such a flattering look and so chic and so elegant. It's literally one of my favourite things. So I've chosen 6 red lipsticks in the column that will suit all colourings, but my advice is really just to go and play with them and look at the clothes that flatter you, the colours that you wear that flatter you. If you go for things that are kind of quite earthy tones like sort of teal and brown and navy and russety red and all those sorts of colours, then you're probably best off with an orangey red. I tend to wear an orangey red. Well, I always wear an orangey red. If you're somebody who loves things like pastel colours and scarlet and those sorts of colours, or you wear lots of white, for example, then a blue-based red will probably be much better on you. If you have a cool complexion and blonde hair, blue reds work really well. They look really sexy and powerful. But I personally favour an earthy red. And then just experiment with textures. Go for something sheer and light if you're scared, and then you can build up to a stronger and stronger pigment. But I do think with red, it's a case of just going for it, and you become comfortable with it in a matter of a couple of days. It always feels strange at first because you have this very bold colour on your face, but actually within sort of 2 wearings it becomes part of you, and I don't think anything of it. I would wear red lipstick to a funeral. I think it's completely appropriate. So let me know how you get on in the comments section, and I will try to answer your questions there. Thanks, bye.